Welcome back to the Backstage Pass, where we pull back the curtain to shed some light on your favorite movies, television, and music. I'm your host, Kent Stevens, and today we're jumping into the tale of two blades, Blade versus Deadpool, or more commonly remembered as Wesley Snipes v. Ryan Reynolds.
I just had Adam Scott on the show. And we talked a little bit about Blade. The movie Blade, comic book Blade.
Yeah.
And then I was reminded by my producers, were you in Blade?
I was in. Oh, I wish I was in Blade. The first two movies are fantastic. I am in Blade Trinity, which is no. Here's what I'll say about Blade Trinity. If you watch, and by the way, I'm friends with the writer-director, and he agrees with me on this. If you just sit and watch Blade Trinity, it's a D-. It just doesn't work. But if you know what they went through to get that movie made, it is an A+. The fact that movie exists puts it above Citizen Kane. The fact that they, with all the craziness that went down, we were in Vancouver and Wesley Snipes was going crazy and he wouldn't come out of his trailer, and you'd walk by his trailer and this wall of pot stench would just like, whoa, and kind of push you to the side. And then he would only answer to the name Blade. You couldn't call him.
He would only answer to Blade.
The Blade, yeah. And after a while, he resorted to just he would communicate with Post-its that he would give to the director, and each one he would sign Blade. So, and also you know that it's a totally science fiction-y fantasy film because there's a scene where I play basketball against a tall black guy and totally stuff on him. So it's complete science
That's the most
fiction.
unbelievable thing.
That's where you're like, yeah, vampires could take over. Wait, did Patton just stuff on a 6'3" black dude? Who wrote this crap? It was that bad. So
Patton Oswalt, everybody.
As you know, Hollywood is no stranger to behind-the-scenes feuds, but there are some feuds as infamous as the tensions between Wesley Snipes and beloved actor Ryan Reynolds during the filming of Blade Trinity. What should have been an epic conclusion to the Blade trilogy instead turned into a chaotic production filled with clashes, lawsuits, and legendary on-set drama. So today, we're going to break down what really happened behind the scenes. By the early 2000s, the Blade franchise had cemented its place as a major influence on modern superhero films. Wesley Snipes had delivered two iconic performances earlier as the canonized MCU vampire hunter. However, by the time Blade Trinity was greenlit, tensions were already beginning to brew. Director David S. Goyer wanted to introduce new characters, including Ryan Reynolds as the wisecracking Hannibal King. But not everyone was especially happy with this decision, especially Wesley Snipes. According to multiple sources, Snipes was extremely difficult to work with during filming. He reportedly always stayed in character as Blade, refused to communicate directly with the director, and instead sent Post-it notes signed as Blade. As previously seen in that interview clip, co-star Patton Oswalt later described the set as a nightmare, claiming Snipes rarely left his trailer and had to be coaxed into filming scenes. Some reports even claim that at one point, Snipes attempted to strangle director David S. Goyer. One of the biggest points of tension on set between Snipes and Reynolds, unlike Snipes, Reynolds embraced improvisation and frequently ad-libbed lines, but Snipes, who took his role seriously as Blade, reportedly did not appreciate Reynolds' comedic approach. The contrast between the two actors became so extreme that Snipes allegedly refused to even speak to Reynolds off camera. Many of Reynolds' scenes were filmed with stand-ins as Snipes simply wouldn't interact with him. Reynolds even stated that one scene in the movie where Reynolds states, "He hates me, doesn't he?" was actually a blooper where the actor was genuinely asking fellow actor Jessica Biel about Snipes' feelings toward Ryan Reynolds.
Hey, Blade. I got a question for you. Say we're successful, say we wipe out all the vampires. What then, huh? You ever ask yourself that? And somehow I don't picture you teaching karate at the local Y. He hates me, doesn't he?
Yeah.
After the film wrapped, the drama didn't stop. Wesley Snipes sued New Line Cinema. claiming he was owed money that his role had been minimized in favor of the new supporting actors. The lawsuit ultimately didn't go anywhere, but it solidified Blade Trinity as one of Hollywood's most troubled productions. Meanwhile, Snipes' career took a hit while Ryan Reynolds went on to become a major Hollywood star, landing his signature role as Deadpool. We will come back to our next segment after our first commercial break.
You can beat me, but you can never beat the taste of UFO burgers. Put an end to meals from cheap food stalls. A secret recipe that has been passed down for 6,000 years. Traveled from the Burr 02 galaxy to the Gur 04 galaxy. Our journey begins with the best beef sourced in the most unconventional way. In what way? That's the sweet secret of the establishment. Galactic buns are compressed in a special galactic press powered by dark matter. The temperature inside fuses the sides of the buns together and creates an unearthly shape. Since my cows disappeared, I take care of my sorrows with burgers. I haven't eaten anything this delicious in a long time. Katrine, I miss you. Come home. I promise to sow more grass. Come and see for yourself. Burgers so delicious, your eyes will pop out of your orbit.
Years later, Snipes has downplayed the feud, claiming that much of it was exaggerated. But for those who worked on Blade Trinity, the chaotic production remains legendary. Despite its troubled history, the film still has its fans, and it played a role in paving the way for future R-rated superhero movies. On top of that, Reynolds and Snipes appeared to bury the hatchet as the duo appeared together in 2024's Deadpool and Wolverine, with Snipes reprising the role of Blade, and the pair making meta jokes towards their previous history and drama.
Okay. Look at you all. You must be the others. Terrific. So just to refresh, you are Wonder... Electra, yes. Who could forget? And you, I was not expecting to see you here. Thought you were, retired. Retired. I'm already in the void. I'm not trying to get canceled again.
I don't like you.
You never did.
He hates me, doesn't he?
From vampire hunters to mercs with a mouth, the behind-the-scenes drama of Blade Trinity is proof that sometimes reality is stranger than fiction. Thank you for joining us this week on the Backstage Pass. I've been your host, Kent Stevens, and join us next time as we continue with MCU drama by examining the darkest timeline for Kang the Conqueror.